Sorry. I'd like to share how I met Christ. At first, I was always lonely, even when embraced with friends, and the only person I considered my family, my mother. I longed for some type of companionship, yet I was always held back by thoughts of suicide, because I burdened myself into thinking of all the stupid things I'd done in my life. I relied on my so-called friends to bring me happiness, but they always seemed to bring more pain than joy. I never thought much or cared for Jesus Christ, despite being raised in a Catholic grade school. In high school, I was able to blend in fairly well with the people there. I never made my own decisions, and I let my friends make them for me. These decisions ranged from drinking and smoking to taking AP classes. Yes, I don't know how. In short, I was a master of blending in. Fast forward to the junior year of my college, and I'm staring at the roof from my street. A fire defaced the front of my parents' apartment. My mom had feared she lost everything. It was the first time where I felt so alone and helpless. Instead of comforting her, I ran to my friend's house. I blamed her for the fire, but it really wasn't her fault at all. The fire was caused by the carelessness of a contractor. It really screwed up my first week of school. During September 18th, 2011, I kept to myself. I had a wide range of emotions, from anxiety to anger. On that Thursday, I was coerced by some grade school friends and a then freshman sister to attend Drexel's intro night. It was there where a then junior, Joycelyn, shared her testimony. This is also where I met my future family group leader, Eric Park. You know, big guy, wears glasses, 6'3", and he is John Park's brother. And he later left to serve in North Carolina. Next thing I know, I found myself attending family groups, Friday Night Live, class events, and of course Sunday service. Although I wasn't always so great with that. I still have obligations to work for my mother, and when my stepfather had to go to China for a few weeks, it made my life 10 times harder because I had to accommodate for so much more work. There were moments where I felt God's presence in my life, but for some reason, it never fully blossomed into anything more. I struggled mostly with my identity. My conscience was telling me one thing, but God was leading me elsewhere. Essentially, I was in limbo for the past year. The moment I heard God's voice echoing through my head was during College Retreat 2012. It was a Saturday night leading into a Sunday morning. There at that moment, God was asking me to let all my pains go. God showed me that my mind was living in the past, thriving in all the sorrows and the regrets I had. I'd always get depressed over not doing well in school or how poorly I handled situations with the people I loved. However, God was telling me that He accepts me for who I am, and that I don't have to keep adopting new ways to be accepted in society. It was right then and there I knew I was going to commit to our King, Jesus Christ. My very first test after accepting Him into my life was through communion. Although I was hesitant at first, Jesus was right there by my side, accompanying me to follow through. A year later, Jesus is still the center of my life. It's still a struggle to keep up with my daily devotionals. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm living a double life. However, the battle is already won by Christ. God gave us the gift of eternal life. His Son broke us from the chains of death. It took me a while, but I finally feel the embrace of God's arms. Now I'm finally free from my personal hell of regrets. I'd like to share a verse with you all. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. I thank God for finding and changing me, and I hope we can all find freedom in Him. Thank you.